that's waiting music, but it's a vibe, baby. I am the coach of the Xavier Turbos. Welcome back to the SuperCoach Experience podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Savage, the coach of the Xavier Turbos. I already said that. I'm joined by the coach of Suspicious Tomatoes, the Rage Train. How are you?
Hello, mate. Good. How are you?
Pretty good. How'd you go this week?
Not bad. 17 players only, 1292, Captain Tedesco, and yeah, I think I skate away with this round just with only having 17, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I had 18 myself, so I had auto emergency drop out at the end, who was Karapani for 42. I scored 1274 myself. Captain Carnage, I think I had the vice captaincy on Teddy, which I thought wasn't loopable enough. After Hines scoring so big early on, I thought, like Teddy probably wasn't in the avenue to make up ground. When the captaincy on Carraz, there weren't really many heaps of options this week. Even Terrell May went pretty poorly, but it was definitely a week of, a Nico Hines or a Jerome Hughes VC into a Teddy captain. Yep. And had you VC'd any of them guys, then they would have been loops. Even Farnworth, like he updated quite significantly, but like the updates didn't happen until you probably had to make a decision, which was probably very frustrating. We got some people in the chat. 1422 VC loop Nico, very nice there. Calm Fishbowl 1318 looped Hughes, very calm by activating the loop there. Congratulations. Major news this week. Dylan Lucas set to miss the rest of the season. The title of this podcast is The End of Year Carnage Begins, and it has begun.
Is this? I didn't get to watch that game. Did he get injured, like heavily, like I assume, or is it something?
Yeah, gone for the season.
But like, is it something where it's really bad, like a kidney sort of thing, or?
No, it's not like an ACL or anything. I'll just have to get the reports up, but it was an ankle injury late in the game. It didn't look super serious at the start, but
yeah, right.
I just Googled Dylan, and then this old dude came up. Okay, casualty.
Dylan Brown.
Sorry?
Don't worry. It was a joke. It was a joke. It flew past,
after suffering a foot injury in the loss. It's a foot injury. It could be the same thing as Cam Ponga. At least Frank maybe, but gone for the rest of the season. So I think he's going to be very highly traded out next week, obviously. I think my early thoughts on him go straight to Haas. I wasn't really planning on getting Haas for the run home, but now this injury has happened. I think you've definitely got to try and force it. So
if you already have Haas and you don't have, like for me personally, I don't have all the CTW premiums. Who do you think is the must-have? Like for me, I don't have Holmes or Lomax. If there's other people out there that don't have them, do you think Lomax is the clear number one?
Yeah, I think Lomax is a clear number one. Moses is set to return next week, so I think it's good timing for Lomax as well. He's performed regardless anyway, but also like there could be some other sneaky little options for the run home. There are a lot of good players with good draws coming up, but I feel like even teams with really good matchups, you can't pick them. You can't pick them these days. It's crazy. Yeah. All right, let's kick it off. Oh, fuck.
What's wrong?
There we go. Let's kick off the first game. Nico Hines, top score with 137. I was talking about it earlier this week with Timmy, and we haven't seen him go this big 120 score all season. So, like, for me, I thought he was definitely a better option than Hughes to partner with Cleary. But I wasn't willing to make a trade to go up to him. But if he plays like this, then I think he's the clear standout with Cleary. What are your thoughts on Nico Hines for the rest of the season? They have a pretty good draw and they are humming.
So I've owned him since day dot. After watching the game, this was the one game where I've never seen him run it as hard as he has at the line. It was kind of like he got told, we need you to run at the line and run hard. And I think the 2 tries were rewarded that. They are versing Dolphins who can be or let like a bit of tries in here and there and a bit of points. But Sharks have a really, really nice draw coming up. I think I think it was 2 weeks ago or a week ago, Sabs, where a lot of people were trading out Hines. I think there was like 2 or 3K trades out for him. And I think people were going Hines to Hughes for the Melbourne run. I have something interesting to suggest. Is there a world where if only 2 fullbacks are performing, can we only have 2 fullbacks and actually run Hughes, Hines, and then one of them, Cleary, in the flex?
I think you can, but I also don't think Hughes is doing that good to warrant that. Like, yeah, he's coming off a ton at the moment. What he scored on the weekend. So he's got 101 on the weekend. What he scored last week, 58 and 113. Yeah, he actually is going pretty good at the moment. But you look at his draw coming up. He's got Manly, Roosters. Then he has Power in round 22. But head-to-head finals is very tough for him. So I think Jerome Hughes is probably someone I would look like.
It's a luxury trade though, right? If you're going Hughes right now, like this week coming, if you're like, I've got Hughes and Hines, are you really going to go Hughes to Cleary right now? Like that feels very luxury with people that have 10 or less trades, no?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think like, but Cleary's draw and him as a player, I think he's a must-have for sure. But Blake Brayley gets his highest score of his SuperCoach career, 117. He is absolutely killing it at the moment. Nikora and Ramian, 84, 69. But not much else doing for the Sharks. Very concerning for Fanil Blake, 39 points.
Yeah.
It's like back to reality. I think he is probably someone you don't want to play that minute rule out with in your final 17.
Yeah, he's in my team. I expected much more from him this game. A lot of people were contemplating trading out Tarpanay and already have done so. I think Tarpanay is more of a hold if you have AFB in your team. Again, though, is it a luxury trade if we are moving someone like AFB where we can play him on a really good matchup? I don't know. He's really not playing that good. He's not even offloading a lot. When I watched the game, I don't know. Look, he had personal reasons this game as well. I think his grandfather passed away. So, and his lowest score this week, maybe we can cut him some slack because of that. But even over the last few weeks or 4 weeks, there hasn't been anything overly impressive. I even think he could be a trade out and we could use that money somewhere else.
Yeah, 100% agree. For the Dolphins, for Farnworth updated to 105. And if you don't have Farnworth, Jesus Christ, 915K, he's not even going to lose that much money, which is crazy. Look at that, 105, 150, 106, 86, and then another 105 on the weekend. What a run he is going on. And before that, like, Jesus, he's really, really been by far the best center wing option this year. And just watching him play, like, he runs at the line crabbing. Like, have you seen him run? And he looks like a crab when he runs.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's just it's such a good analogy, like what you said, but it's like he's kind of just baiting them in a bit, and then he'll do this like left foot step, and all of a sudden he's broken the line, and he's like giving an assist for a try. It's pretty crazy.
Isaiah Katoa, 51 points. Kurt Donahue, 47. For the Dolphins, there's not much happening here. Zarko, 46 points. Loses a bit of cash. Will go down to about that 650K mark. I sold him 2 weeks ago, but I'm very interested in him over the next couple of weeks, just based on the Dolphins' draw. They have the Cowboys, the Warriors, the Roosters. Then they have the Broncos, Manly, and Gold Coast. So it's a bit mixed towards the end of the year, but I like the amount of points he's scoring with the amount of goal kicks he's getting. So, yeah, I am interested, but I do have 5 trades left. So I also got to.
Do you only have 5 trades left?
Yes. Do you want to see?
That is insane.
See right there.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Savs, you went aggressive, bro. Holy shit.
Yep.
And wait, so who are your halves and your 5/8s?
Cherry Evans and Hughes, Campbell and Galvin.
Okay.
So next week I'm
Cherry
looking...
Evans and Hughes.
Yeah, so next week I'm looking at Cherry Evans to Cleary. Yeah. And I'll probably go Karapani to Lomax.
And what you'd have to sit tight heavily after that, bro.
Well, no, because I have 3 trades after that. I was planning on selling McInnes and putting going up to the top, but now I'm gonna have to sell Lucas. It's a bit of a shit fight, to be honest. It's a bit of a shit fight. It's turning into a bit of a shit fight. Let's go to the Melbourne play the Newcastle Knights. 32-14. Gagai top scored 104, playing fullback. I think he's a nice little pod for the run home. Lucas obviously injured, 52. Lucky he didn't get injured nice and early on for us. But for the Storm, Eli Katoa, 108, Liera, 106, and Hughes, 101. The Hughes-Katoa combo is deadly. I think if a lot of people were waiting to see who to choose out of Nico and Hughes, this week hasn't really clarified it based on who to sell Cleary to. I think, yeah, I think you're right. Do you force the trade just yet?
Melbourne, Manly. Who do Sharks? Sharks have a very good run, but Panthers have a really good run and they're in a hot streak. I'd say out of all 3 of them, I'd most probably fade Hughes, but Hughes can just I think this game, when Hughes is without Munster, so much relies on him. But when Munster comes back, there's more chance of Hughes getting a 40 to a 60 and that being sort of a consistent score with him. So for me, if I had to go 2 of them, it's just Nico Cleary.
Yeah.
But if you've got 12, 11, 10 trades in the bank and you're like, I just want to take a gamble or just get Cleary in, Hughes to Cleary, that's the one I'd most probably go for.
Yeah, I think you're right there that Munster not being inside, even Pappenhausen as well. Like we've seen they've shared the load in the past, and Hughes has been quite quiet this year, and he's only picked up the last couple of weeks when, Pappy and Munster have been in and out. So it's a very good point right there. Kane Bradley, the nuff of the week this week and last week, 64 points with 2 tries. Harry Grant, 51 points, had an early break. I bought him in this week. Pretty happy with it, to be honest. I think I'm happy to lock him in as my hooker going forward. Tough draw, but we'll have some nice little matchups here and there. What else have we got? We've got, not much else doing for the Storm.
Maybe people that bought Nick Meaney, 61. You're pretty happy with that in a sense because he is a bit of a gamble. I think he had a negative break even as well. Yeah, so he'll most probably sit easy next week as well for you. And maybe you move him after the Manly game or just go early next week.
Yeah, negative 42 break even and scored 60. So he'll make 80K go up to, it was a very cheap price coming into it. He'll go up to 560K. And I'll just go over to Instagram to just see who Jay Schubert on Instagram to see what his B will be next week. He'll have negative 38 break even next week. So you still hold another week, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%.
Moving on to Roosters play the Dragons, and Sua top scored 126. Wow. Finau proving to be not crucial, but like a nice little mid-season purchase for a cheapie for a few people. But Val Holmes, 71 points. He looked really good in this game. Very highly traded in and will be highly traded in coming forward. But I think the draw is not that good. They've got the Bulldogs. They do have the Cowboys, and they have Canberra, Sharks, New Zealand, Souths, Manly, Penrith. So they've got a few good games in there, but probably not enough for me to pull the trigger.
Yes. If you don't have Holmes, are you even going to him yet?
No. I would say have him up your sleeve in round. Say you're in a do or die head-to-head matchup and they play Souths in round 25. Souths are leaking a lot of points and you got to trade up your sleeve and you're behind. That's probably the situation I would pull the trigger there. Maybe even round 21 if you feel like you've got like a against the Cowboys, if you feel like you're not going to make your head-to-head finals and you need a real person that you think can score well, then round 21 is not a bad time to do it. But for me, it'd be a real last-minute decision rather than planning on having him for the rest of the season from here on out.
Yep, I agree with that.
All right. What else have we got? Valheim 71. Jesus, there's not much doing at the Dragons. A lot of low scores there. King Tonga, 34 points. A lot of people would have relied on him this week. Not very good there. But Billy Smith finally repays faith. 105 points to Billy Smith. Did you end up holding and playing?
I've held him all time. Ever since after the Broncos game, and I played him. Yep.
Yeah, very good. He's actually, I think we've been waiting for this game. A lot of people did end up selling. He's going to have a negative 20 break even, make 60K. So he's a nice sell in a couple of weeks. 460K. Yeah, he will be a nice sell in a couple of weeks. So it's good for people to repay faith there. Daniel Tupou, 99 points. Very happy I bought him in my side. It was
what?
Yeah.
You are the biggest gambler in SuperCoach I've ever met. You just do the wildest trades. I love it.
It was between him and Nwanga Nitawase for a 2-week play. And he's 99 and Nwanga Nitawase scored 100.
Very bad, right? This week, though.
But Tupou scored 58 last week. So 157 over 2 weeks for Tupou. And Nwanga Nitawase scored 32 this week. So 139 over the 2 weeks for Nwanga Nitawase. So I won the trade. And
you've done that. You know what? That takes big balls to do that.
Well, last week I really wanted him because of their matchup against the Tigers' right edge, who has been leaking heaps of points. But obviously they went the other edge in Luali'i's edge last week. But Daniel Tupou makes 30K. He'll have a 32 break even next week. So it's pretty funny because I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell him next week if I want to get Cleary and also Lomax into my side, because I'd rather sell Carapani than Daniel Tupou.
I think what we saw is Sam Walker push the ball a bit left more, and the structured plays when they were setting up to do these, whatever sweeper plays, someone runs a block, and it looked more like it was a balanced Roosters team rather than everything going to the right before Sam Walker came back. So I think you definitely hold, and maybe on the back end, he just keeps scoring these easy tries like an Alex Johnston, and you get a 60 to 90 every week.
Yeah, well, hopefully. They have the Sharks and Melbourne in the next 2 weeks. Pretty tricky there. But as we know, these sides, if they're going to concede points, the wingers are going to score them. So hopefully we can jag a few points here and there. But I don't have to play him as well. So I think I'm pretty happy maybe to hold him just based on matchup. Who knows?
Gosh, they have a tough run. They have a very tough run, the Roosters.
Yeah, it's a tough run.
Melbourne, Manly away, Dolphins away, Bulldogs, Para away, then Melbourne away. But who knows? That last Melbourne game could be rest. A lot of rest for Melbourne as well. So,
Rest City for sure. Rob Toyer, 64. Connor Watson, 56. Very highly traded in this week. I think I'd definitely take it just based on origin and backing up and all that sort of stuff. Sam Walker, 50 points exactly. What I liked about his performance here, he kicked all his goals, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he kicked all his goals, didn't miss any. And I think that was a very good thing. He nailed them from the sideline. It was like he was only kicking in the offseason. Nwanga Nitawase, 32 points. Very disappointing there. -3 break even. Will go up to above 700K. So I think a lot of people, based on that draw, will be thinking, do we sell? And I think there's every chance you do, because he's done his job over the last 2 weeks. And I think there's going to be a genuine chat on whether you play him in your 18 if you have him.
Is there more value in getting rid of him over Lucas now so that you could potentially just still get a premium CT dub and then get the 70 or the 60 or the 80 they get, and Lucas's price isn't going to change because he's out for the season, and then do that in the following weeks? Just based off Bruce's draw, that's all.
Yeah, potentially, because Nwanga Nitawase's break-even will be 113 next week. So
I think, that makes sense to me.
It's quite high, and there's every chance that he doesn't score that well next week. But that being said, he's above 700K. Even if he does drop a bit of money, you can just wait and just see if there's any more carnage, because if you've got him on your side, you'd rather have someone that's playing rather than end up later in the season having 3 injuries on your bench that you can't trade out.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So I think it's very team dependent. I think for myself, if Nwanga Tuasa was in my side, I wouldn't be rushing to get him out. It's the same. It's kind of the same as Tupou for me because I have 5 trades left. I have these players I want to get. Selling Daniel Tupou for my side is like it's very luxury. Whereas I need to mark Lucas as a sell, and I think that's the way to go. Cowboys played the Bulldogs. Zach Labart top scored 92 points. Much of a nothing game, to be honest. Braden Burns, 87. Taulagi, 69. Supercoach wise, Drinkwater, 49. I think we're expecting a low one from him this week, but he's got a pretty good draw for the rest of the season. I'm pretty happy to hold on. I think he was someone I was nearly considering selling.
I traded him in this week.
Yeah, what a week to do that.
I knew I was expecting a 60. I was expecting honestly like a 30.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the game, but he actually went over for a try, and as he was putting down, was it a head high? Do you reckon?
I don't know.
Just say yes, so I feel better. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, cool. But I think the reason I got him in was because I looked at their draw, and I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize they had that nice of a draw coming into Dolphins, St. George, Sharks, who still let up points, then Parramatta, Newcastle, West Tigers, Broncos. I feel like you hold him till the end of the season unless he gets injured. That's ridiculous.
100%. And I think the 3 fullbacks, it's Teddy, but based on their draw, he's not even a clear number 1 at the moment. So I think Teddy and Drinky are probably standout options at the moment. And he's kicking. If they're going to drop Clifford and have Purdue in the halves, he's going to kick all the goals as well. For the Bulldogs, Preston top scored with 67.
That's really bad.
Yeah,
well, he scored a try. That's all I'm saying. Last week he scored a try, and I think he got more than 60. I mean, that's very worrying for people who traded. I think it was 11K trades last week for Preston. So you'd hope to see it come up a bit.
He had 38 points in tackles and 19 points in runs. So that was 57 points just in pure base. But he had -7 in negative stats and no line break for the try. So, I mean, I want my premium players, to be scoring that without a try, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was talking against him last week anyway. So Karaz, my captain, 53, saw no ball all night. Pretty disappointed in that one, but I think just 1274, I'll take it. But had I chosen a decent captain, I would have hit 1300. So it's a bit disappointing there. Kick out 42. A lot of people bought them into their sides thinking he could be an end of season guy. Plays the Dragons, Manly, Tigers, Warriors, Roosters, and then Roosters, Melbourne, Penrith, Sharks, the last 4. So he needs to be capitalizing in this next couple of weeks. But he's at an awkward point in time where the genuine question comes up. You've got a strong 18. He's someone who you can leave in or leave out, and you'll be happy to leave him out. Could he be a sell if he's someone that you're willing to let go of?
Well, yeah, I think he can be, but if you've got limited trades, you just bring him in the really good matchups. I also think I didn't go Preston or kick out just because of the fact I have a lot of 2RFs at the moment that are good, and I also want to bring in Hudson Young next week. I think he's like the primary target for people coming into them, also coming off a bye and him playing limited minutes in the Origin. By the way, up Queensland, and yeah, you shake that head, boy. But yeah, but I think if you have Kickout now and Preston now, you can't play this 2RF roulette game. I think Kickout will still have these games where he goes 70 to 90, even crack 100. Yeah. And he's just going to have these games where he goes 40, and you just got to take it as it is.
Yep. Daniel Reid, he also went Tupou and he scored 13.34 in 80th position.
Whoa.
Tupou, what a buy. We've got what's the average this week, sitting at 521, just 13.18. Get me green arrows. I'd say, I'm going to guess.
I'm going to say 1,300 is par.
I'm going to say he goes up to 412.
From 500?
Yep.
I'm going to say he goes 40 spots up.
And I think Daniel with 13.34 goes up to 62nd.
I was speaking to someone about this. I feel like this season has been so hard to catch up to like the top 100 and top 200 because there's been so much cash gen. And I think it's because of maybe like the flex option, just giving us that one extra spot to make cash.
Yeah.
Where everyone's just got the great players.
You've got to nail the start. You've got to nail the start. That's what you got to do.
I wonder if they reduce the salary a tiny bit next season. It'll be interesting.
Maybe. Yeah. Just back on Queensland.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone saw, but I got a tattoo last week, New South Wales tattoo at the Adidas event, and I tried to predict the score. I nearly predicted it the right score, but
so you got to cut New South Wales lays it out and then just put Queensland and then just gone with that.
No, it wasn't the right score. I guess 31-12. The score was 24-12. So it was close.
A lot of lasering to do, brother.
Nah, I'll just leave it there. That's fine. Warriors took on the Tigers. Chanel Harris-Tavita, 83. Tuapiki, you started with him this year, and I actually think he's not a bad pickup. They got a very good draw.
Oh, God, don't say that, please.
Look, Newcastle, Gold Coast, Dolphins, Bulldogs, St. George, Gold Coast, and Parramatta in the head-to-head semi-finals and the head-to-head finals.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. What's he's running it at fullback?
Yeah, he's playing fullback because Chance is gone.
Gosh, I don't know, man. I started with him and he wasn't, he's got a sour taste in my mouth, but yeah.
I started with Walsh, and Walsh is killing it at the moment.
Actually, you know what though? You are 100% right. Now I think about this, because he has CT dub. If he was just fullback, no, I wouldn't go there. But the fact that he has CT dub, if you're running Dylan Lucas in your CT dub and you want to do a little pod, I think that is an amazing play you could do if you're looking for a pod. 100%. You're essentially going to get 4 fullbacks in your team.
Chance will be back though. How long is he out? I thought he was out for an extended time. I'll have to look that up. Aaron Clark, 72 with a try assist.
Boom.
Halasima, 71. Tanner Boyd come out 65. I think he's not a bad downgrade option. I think the likes of Dylan Brown and Lockie Galvin in your 5 slot, I think he's a very good downgrade option. Kicking goals. He kicked all his goals today and scored. Kicked all but one. 20 points in goals. He had a try assist, and he had 3 try contributions, which is huge. In a side with a good draw, I think he's not a bad option. Over to the Tigers. Dewey top scored 99. Terrell May, bit of a down week for him, 57 points. His brother Talon scored 3 tries in 9 minutes in reserve grade today. So watch out, the Tigers first grade squad. Skelton 54, Luai 49. Not much else doing here.
Coruscant 32.
The fall off has to be studied.
Bro, what is going? Is that 80 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. 32 is kind of his floor, like for 80 minutes.
I hope so.
No,
it's pretty bad.
This is like common for him to score that in 80 minutes.
They're playing just really. Their defense is so bad.
He played 62.
Okay, all right.
62. Houston Hope come off the bench. Any thoughts from this game?
I just need to look quickly at their draw because there is one thought I have. New Zealand, so Gold Coast, Penrith Bulldogs into a bye, Manly. No, I have no thoughts for anyone in the West Tigers bar, Terrell May.
Yeah. 100%. All right, moving on to the next game. Penrith played Para, and I was hoping some of these Origin players would score not very well, so I could pick them up a bit cheaper next week. But Lomax, 80 points, went over for the try. Charlie Geimer, immortal status, 71 points. He had 48 points in tackles. He had a line break assist, and he also had 2 offloads, line break assist, and 16 points in runs. Charlie Geimer comes right for me, clutch late in the year when I needed him to. How good. But the thing is, he's going to make money way too late in the season for me to end up being able to sell him.
He is just a hold, and you take that 71 and you say about time. That's all that it is.
Yeah, I agree. Lomax, 80 points. Doesn't make much cash at all, but has the Raiders, the Broncos, and then Melbourne, North Queensland. Is he a must-have like right away, or do you wait till that round 23 matchup?
72 break even, gets an 80. Most probably just get him in and then play him for the matchups you like, or just play him because you know he can snag a try out of nowhere.
Yep.
I think, yeah, he's pretty much get him as soon as possible so you don't have to worry about him in the future.
Yep. Yongi, 62 points, absolutely killing it.
Amazing this season. Amazing.
Yeah. Talon De Silva, 38. And as I said before, Dylan Brown played very limited minutes off the bench, 11 points, loses, goes down to near 400K. I sold him last week, and I am happy, but I did sell him to Galvin, so I should have sold him to like KO Weeks or something. But I think, yeah, the writing's on the wall here for Dylan Brown. They can't mathematically make the 8 anymore, so they're looking towards the future. So if you do have Dylan Brown in your side, don't hold on waiting for hope. Yeah, there could be an injury that forces him back into the starting side, but I think there's every chance he just you know what's really good? Next year is going to be amazing. Supercoach wise, Dylan Brown's going to be locked into our halves for Supercoach.
Question: do you think he plays next week? Can that Hawkins, is it Dean Hawkins and Moses play together or no?
Well, no, they played Joash Papali'i on at 5'8". So
okay, yeah,
I think
it looked like there was some points where he was just not even trying. Like there's just some I don't know if you saw the game, but there was like a kick where he was like 10 meters in front of the kick, and he like still went to grab the ball knowing he was offside and then just gave the penalty away. And I think it was Voss who was commentating. He was just like, they just need to let him go. Like they just need to focus on their future.
They should have. They're already like struggling early in the season. They should have just let him go. I think Newcastle just didn't have it in their cap though. So it's kind of fair enough, I guess.
You know who's going to be hella cheap also next season, I think? Hopgood. He's had a horrible Supercoach season.
Yeah, but is it because the coach is off him? Is it because he's injured? Like, really want to know why this is. He's playing limited minutes. Like, you couldn't pick him up again. You definitely have to just wait and see some signs. But he'd probably be at the price next year where you could take a punt nearly. But yeah, Riley Smith due back next week or the week after. So interesting to see what they do with Dylan Brown there. For the Panthers, Tago, 102, Cleary, 79, late try. He absolutely killed it.
Worst defense by Sean Russell I've ever seen, by the way.
He only played like 50 minutes as well, Nathan Cleary. And Blaze Stalungi, 72 points. I actually don't mind him as a pod center wing. 5'8".
Yes. That's a really good shout, I think, with their draw. The only issue I have is with this 5'8", sort of like you like talking about like Tanner Boyd, Blaze, is like if you have a premium 5'8", are you really going to put a reserve slot on your second 5'8"?
Yeah, there's no chance. That's why I was like, there was every chance I could have sold Galvin this week. But who are you going to sell to? Like,
you're really just selling for a cash grab and maybe trying to go somewhere else, to be honest. But yeah.
Exactly. Anything else here? We've got, I mean, Yo's getting pretty cheap as well. He'll be 5:30.
How many minutes did Garner get, by the way? Sorry to interrupt.
For
72. I think he got a try as well.
Player stats.
Just interested. I know he's just a really good SuperCoach player.
He played 80. 80.
Played 80. Okay. Interesting. He's very good SuperCoach wise. 72. He's at 489,000. He'll go up a bit next week from a 40 break even. It's an interesting watch.
I know some people that got him in at 350. So I think the fact that I knew he was 350 a couple of weeks ago, I can't buy him for above 500 now, which is crazy. All right, let's move on to the last game. Chris Randall top scored 77 points for the Titans. Tino 67. He looked way better this game. I think.
Good hold. Did you hold him?
Yeah, I held him. I played him. 67 points. Obviously, didn't play the minutes. He probably will play, but he's back. I think the people that ended up selling, would you have sellers regret? Or
yes, 100%.
Yeah, he'll be 550K next week though. So I think if you are in a position, just go straight from Lucas to Tino, back to Tino.
The only thing that worries me is how their season's going.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's all. But yeah.
Fermor 63, Jaden Campbell 58. Not much doing for them. I think if you've still got Brimson, he scored 45. I think he's going to be a sell. Dave Fafita off the bench for 16 points. So
how many minutes did Fafita play, Savs?
He played like
16 points.
15 minutes. 15.
And is Haslett still coaching them?
Yeah.
But he's resigning after the end of this season?
Well, the reports are. But after losing this game, they're officially mathematically out of the 8. So I think they'll either sack him and Fafita might come back into this side, or I don't know what the go is there, but Fafita goes down to 630K. We want to see a few more games of him doing that. So next year we're blessed with Dave Fafita at 400K.
I don't even think I'd touch him.
For the Broncos, Reece Walsh 71, Ben Talty top scored with 75 points, Carrigan 66, Stagg 65. Reynolds 55, Karapani 42. Held him for this matchup. I think he should have been the person I sold this week, but
no, that was a great play. You should have held for this week, 1,000%.
I think he is a sell now, though, based on everybody having full strength sides.
So they come into they have a bye, so that's one reason to sell next week. So that's Payne Haas having another rest as well. So anyone thinking about buying him, you'd most probably wait another round. But then they have Para, Souths, Melbourne away, Dolphins, Newcastle, North Queensland. Yeah, most probably a sell, but I mean, you don't have to sell him, I don't think. If you're already stacked in your CTW, you would not sell him.
Yeah, but if there's one player you do want, like, let's look on my side. I need Lomax, so Karapani to Lomax, and that makes that center wing really nice.
Yeah. Yep. That's
really,
fair.
Really
that's fair
good.
With your 5 trades left. That's awesome.
Don't do this to me. All right. That's it for the wrap. Based on the scores, we'll answer a couple of questions before we head off.
Can I just ask you, what were your trades this week?
I traded who did I trade? Sandon to Going.
To who?
To the Nuff Going.
I don't know him. Yeah.
Hold on.
I actually did Sandon to Talon de Silva.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So Going is this guy, but then late in the week I traded Tarpanay.
What? You silly nuffer.
I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that.
Don't worry, Guy will carry.
No, but that's all right, because Lucas can go to Haas, which means I've still got Kalamatangi and Tino to swap. And then I traded Tarpanay to Harry Grant up the top.
Did Nickera get 64 or 84? I can't see. Please tell me that says 64.
He got 84.
Oh, I was going to get him in this week too. That's annoying. Damn, he's really good, eh?
He's an end of season specialist. I'm very happy to be owning Nikora. We've got Ange says, is this Ange from the Patreon chat? Ronnie
And she comes to my chat too. Guy's a legend. He's doing very well this season, I think, too.
Oh, okay. Ronnie Mulatalo is dirt cheap. We might see him shift to centers next week as Stone Street played New South Wales Cup on the weekend, although he did play all right on the right.
If Mulatalo goes to the centers, I'd be telling the opposite center to run at him.
Yeah, for sure. Andrew also says sell Carapani to Ronnie. I mean, it's a fair play based on their draw. So what is their draw? We've also got someone in the chat here getting Hines this week. Their draw looks so good. So we've got to suss out their draw right here.
The Sharks, it's ridiculously good. That's why I want to get Nikora.
The Roosters, the Rabbitohs, and then they've got the Cowboys, the Dragons, Gold Coast, Newcastle, and the Dogs. Yeah, they've got a good draw. Oh, no, Nico's going to hurt. No.
Do you not have Nico?
Nah, I don't. Damn it.
Hey, you went with DCE for a risk, mate. And you know what? Some of the best SuperCoach players, they take risks. So I'm proud of you.
I do take risks. But maybe too many based on how my side's looking at the moment.
It is what it is, brother.
But I'm also thinking like...
Bless you, brother.
Manly have a very good head-to-head finals run. They've got Canberra, Tigers, Dolphins, Dragons.
Yeah. Yep.
So Cherry Evans could be a thing.
But what about the Melbourne Bulldogs Sydney before that?
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Dude, skip down the hardest bit. Hey, you're a crack up, Saz. I was like, what's happening in the 3 rounds before? And had a look, I just saw red.
Okay.
How can you just go DCE to Cleary and then try and match Cleary with Hines points?
Well, people have got to go Hines or Hughes, and Cleary or Hines or Hughes. So
because there's a lot of people that have Hughes. That's all I'm saying. So it's likely, like, if you wanted to match it, you could just go and then go to Cleary, and hopefully Cleary does better than Hughes.
Yeah. So whatever combination you have, like, it's still a good combination, and people will be scared of it. So yeah, I think Hines played really good on the weekend, but we've seen throughout the year there's been tendencies for the Sharks to dip in and out of form. So I guess I'll have to rely on that. But I think that's it. Anne says, do we think Walsh gets unicorn updates? I don't think so.
Can just before we go quickly, can I just ask everyone in the chat, can you write down and just press enter to how many trades you have left and if you have any boost left? I'm just really intrigued to see how many trades people have left. I assume it's around 7 to 10.
Daniel says it's better to have Cleary, Hughes, Hines being halves and flex, or Pappy, Teddy, Drinky using the flex or for fullback. I think if you've got Pappy, Teddy, Drinky, I'd rather sell Pappy as the third guy, but like Pappy and Hughes is the same thing for me, to be honest. But I think Pappy loses the goal kicking.
I actually, now that I saw that Roosters draw, call me crazy, but that part of my brain is saying, is there a realm where you can go Teddy to either Cleary or Teddy to someone like Dylan Edwards for the Panthers run?
I think you can. I don't think Teddy has those big 150 scores in him for the rest of this year, but he's been so good this year. I think I'd just be too scared not to do it, because there will be games where he can do that. Bailey, 9 trades left. Lucas, 11 trades, 1 boost. Daniel,
wow, nicely done.
And Daniel,
wow, 2 of you have 1 boost left, you little conservative buggers, eh?
Bloody assholes.
Yeah.
Stop rubbing it in. All right, we're gonna
Big
close
dog.
it up there. This late game absolutely kills me, but yep, we're done. All right, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Harry. How are you doing, by the way? How are you ranked?
I am. Let me check. So I'm currently ranked 2.3K.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep. So
Very,
hopefully I
very
go up a tiny bit, maybe around 2K to 2K this week, and then I'll see what I can do on the run home.
Yep. All right, I like it. All right, we'll check in with you in the next couple of weeks. But thanks for coming on, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
No problem. Take care, y'all.